Hello, 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 hello. This is Big Zoe hitting you back up with another Late to the Table podcast. I think we're on episode 10, if I'm not mistaken. Episode 10 or 11, I'm not sure. But thank you guys so much for rocking with me. And I'm going to go ahead and get right into the topic of discussion. So go ahead and pull up a chair, put your earbuds in, because, there's not much to look at as of right now. Quick side note though, before I get into the topic, I am in the process of getting a new camera. Finally getting a camera anyway. So guys, stay tuned for that. Because you will be seeing your boy on the screen soon. I cannot wait for this. I also can't wait to get that new computer as well. So that way the video editing quality will be a lot different. So you guys, please stay tuned. Love you so much. But let me go ahead and get into the topic, okay? Let me go ahead and get into this topic so you guys can go ahead and enjoy and hear what I got to say about this situation. So the first topic of discussion that I want to talk about is the Terry Crews versus the DL Hughley situation. So if you guys don't know, I'm sure that you guys know about what, the whole Terry Crews situation. Last year, around the time the Me Too movement had reached its peak, Terry Crews, in support of the Me Too movement women, came out and spoke of how he was sexually assaulted at a big Hollywood event, party, by a big-time Hollywood agent in front of his wife. And he did not assault the guy or, fight the guy at his wife's behest. But it's something that had been wallowing on him for a long time. And in the wake of Me Too, and in support of the people who were coming out, and also who were receiving criticism for coming out after waiting so long, he decided to tell his truth and his story. And I commend Terry Crews for that. I always commend anyone who tells their truth, especially in spite of the odds against them. And we're going to get into that right now. So ever since he's done that, Terry Crews has gotten support from a lot of people, except in particular black men. I'm not saying that all black male celebrities have not been supporting him. I think that a lot of black male celebrities have been supporting him, but it's just the fact that there is a good cluster of them who have been doing nothing but making fun of, ostracizing him, harassing him, pretty much victim shaming him for being sexually assaulted, or being sexually assaulted and not doing anything. It is completely gross and disgusting. Among those people, I'm not going to go into all the other people who's done it. I know 50 Cent has had something to say. I know several other people have had something to say. I'm not even going to go into 50 Cent because 50 Cent is the neighborhood fucking troll. Motherfucker, he's old and he's a fucking troll, and I'm just so sick of 50 Cent. But among them is DL Hughley, who did state that he just really stated some really negative responses about how he felt that Terry Crews should have beat the guy's ass or broke his jaw for fondling him in front of his wife, and pretty much saying he was giving Terry Crews a side eye, and just pretty much criticizing Terry Crews for his inaction about what happened to him. Now, let me just see what the team needs to be clocked with DL Hughley. I do not really too much feature DL Hughley. I did not feature him back on the Kings of Comedy. I don't know why he was on that fucking tour. He was the part where I always fast forwarded. I always fast forwarded past his part. I always skipped his part. When we had VCRs, can't even say the word, VSH tapes, I fast forwarded, and when we had DVDs, I skipped the part. Because to me, you were not on the same par with legendary Steve Harvey, legendary Cedric the Entertainer, and extraordinarily legendary Bernie Mac. You were not on the same par with them. So you need to fall the fuck back. I never found DL Hughley funny. I always found him sort of insulting, especially as when it comes to black women sometimes and things of that nature. And I just don't like how he is now all of a sudden this voice of wokeness. He's one of these woke black motherfuckers now. These fake woke motherfuckers now who's all like, oh, I'm talking about blackness and I gotta put the black man first and talk about black shit, and oh, we don't take checks from white men. Motherfucker, when you had your show on Fox or NBC, ABC, wherever the fuck you had your show, WB, your check was getting signed by a white man. Boo. So anyway, I just can't stand people like him, and I don't like people who support him. I believe that him, just like Quadir said about Cat Williams, just because it's DL Hughley, people are going to be like, yes, DL, yes, he's speaking facts. He's speaking facts about, Terry Crews and yada, yada, yada. So Terry Crews basically responded to all this about DL Hughley, and he pretty much said, should I, you're telling me that I should have responded this way. Something about slapping the shit out of somebody. And Terry Crews is like, should I slap the shit out of you? Because I don't like how you're talking to me. And Terry Crews was just pretty much making the point of people deal with things differently. And he could not deal with that situation the way he wanted to. Simply because this was a well-known, well-loved white agent in the Hollywood industry, okay? Now, I do believe, there's a part of me that do believe that Terry Crews did what he did because he did not want to lose his career, and a part of me kind of just, and I don't give him the side eye for that, but I'm just kind of like, okay, just as well as the other Me Too movement girls, I'm like, okay, you didn't want to lose your career, and I understand, this is your dream. That doesn't mean that what happened to you is any less disgusting, any less unlawful. For someone to come up there and fondle your crotch and your privates. And, Terry Crews, and this is a well-loved white man. And if you guys don't remember, when Terry Crews first came out about this last year, people were coming at him, telling him to be quiet and drop the situation, like Russell Simmons. They were telling him, oh, you need to drop this, blah, blah, blah. Because Terry Crews was calling these people out saying, I'm getting all these messages from these celebrities telling me to let it go because everybody loves that supposed white agent. So, if he had broke this man's jaw at this party, Hollywood would have had his motherfucking back, bitch. You don't think they would have had that white man's back? They would have toasted and roasted Terry Crews. So, he should have sacrificed his freedom. Y'all saying he should have sacrificed his freedom, and he should have, just went down and got tarnished with whatever scandal that Hollywood would have created about him, just for a fucking 1 second reaction to something that is horrendous. Get the fuck out of here, DL Hughley. Get the fuck out of here, all you guys. And everybody who's agreeing with DL Hughley, fuck you. Well, number one, I agree with everything Terry Crews is saying. If he had broke that man's jaw in that party, he'd be in prison right now, and his whole family would have been, it just would have been a negative impact on his family. Hollywood would have spun it, because that's what Hollywood does, and it just would not have been a good thing. Number two, you can't tell somebody how to react to sexual assault. I don't give a fuck if this dude is muscled up, steroid up. I don't give a fuck if he's Bane from Batman, if he's Hulk from the Avengers. You can't tell somebody how to react to sexual assault. Terry Crews could have been in shock. Oh, excuse me. He could have been in shock. He could have been just incredulously like, what the fuck is happening? Which is what happens to a lot of people who get sexually assaulted, especially in a populated, crowded place. When someone is bold and brazen enough to do that in front of everybody, or in a party where multiple people could have seen it, then of course it was just kind of like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening? You can't tell somebody how to respond to sexual assault, but that's neither here nor there. DL Hughley, the only thing that you should have said, or the only thing that should have came out of your mouth in regards to Terry Crews is, my brother, I'm sorry that happened to you and you have my support. Instead of fucking criticizing him. And see, that's the reason why I don't support these woke black men. Because all these woke black people, all they do is criticize other black people when you're supposed to be building people up and building people together. All you're doing is talking shit. You claim that you are about black excellence, DL Hughley, and that you're about protecting the black man, the black woman, but you're steady criticizing other black people, and instead of you reaching out to this brother and saying, I'm here for you, tell your truth, get your truth out there, I support you, you criticized him? Oh, you need to take him down a peg or two? And then everybody starts talking about Terry Crews would slap black men, but he won't slap the man that followed him. Fuck all y'all. Fuck all y'all. That first of all, Terry Crews did not say he would slap DL Hughley. He asked, should I react to you in that way? Since that's what you're saying I should have done to the other man. I support Terry Crews. I'm just so sick of this shit. I'm so sick of these fake woke motherfuckers. Because all they do is just criticize and attack other black people when you're supposed to be building black people up. You criticize other black people for shit that's not, you know, what happened to Terry Crews? You're victim shaming him. And like, I don't know, and that's the reason why young black men and young black women don't like to come to black people today and say, this is what happened to me. Especially young black men. There are a lot of black men, young black men out there who are getting raped and sexually assaulted by men and women. And they won't say anything because people like you, DL Hughley, will criticize them and say, oh, why the fuck didn't you fight them? Why the fuck did you act all hyper-masculine and be a thug, like, you know, that perpetuated stereotype that you're trying to perpetuate on someone like Terry Crews or someone like another black man? Fuck you, DL Hughley. Fuck you and your sideburns and your whack-ass hairline. Bye. So, I'm sorry, that really pissed me off, you guys. I want to move on to the next topic. This next topic, I want to kind of proceed with caution because I really like these people. So I watch Kid Fury and Crissle, and they have I don't watch them, I listen to them. They have a podcast called The Read. I have been supporting this podcast for years. I love their podcast. I love a lot of things that they say. They really give me spiritual nourishment sometimes when I listen to them. It puts me at ease. I love listening to their podcast. And I love both of them. But this past podcast, I believe, they did talk about the Chris Brown situation. Not the past one, I think the one before the last one. And I just really did not agree with what Crissle was saying. Now, once again, I don't agree with her being attacked about the whole Chris Brown statements. I've seen in the comments that a lot of people have attacked her or come at her sideways on Twitter. I don't really care for that because it is her opinion at the end of the day. I just disagree with what she was kind of perpetuating. I do see where she's coming from because I think that she's very open about the fact that she was a victim of sexual assault. I am also a victim of sexual assault. I'm very open about that too. So I see what she's saying. But I disagree with the context of what she's saying. I disagree with what it was implying. You know, when it came to the Chris Brown rape allegations, she basically said that the first statement that I disagree with was that she said that women don't tend to lie about that. Basically saying that if a woman does make this accusation, it pretty much happened. That is absolutely false. There have been many cases that have come out, many men who have served like 10-year sentences, who have been exonerated from these charges because it's been found out that women have lied against them. And I always raise an eyebrow or side eye a white woman, and I know this is a white European woman, but she's still a white woman, a white woman blaming a black man for rape or accusing a black man of rape. It always doesn't sit well with me, and unless there's evidence that it actually happened, which they did not have. They didn't have evidence that it happened. That's why they released him. They gave him his passport back, and they said, hey, the charges have been dropped. You can go. So I just don't think that it's okay to say just because he was accused that he's guilty. That's just something that I don't like to perpetuate. I don't want that to be perpetuated, and I just hate that she kind of perpetuated that. And once again, like I said, this is her opinion, and I don't want her to take this the wrong way, like she'll ever see this. But, she probably never ever see this. But I don't want her to take this the wrong way. I just don't like that she kind of, put that burden in people's ears, because that's a real, rape allegations is a real serious charge. I take it seriously. Everybody takes it serious. Everybody should take it seriously. And while there are women who, daily, thousands of women who are just horribly and horrendously sexually assaulted, there are those who still lie about it. And Chris Brown, I do agree with what Kid Fury was saying. Chris Brown is an easy target. I am not a fan of Chris Brown. I am not defending Chris Brown. I don't care for Chris Brown. I don't care for what he's become. I do acknowledge that his success. I acknowledge his music, but I just don't follow him like that. He's just not my cup of tea. But I don't want to perpetuate the fact that just because he has a criminal past, that he's capable of sexual assault. Usually sexual assault, and this is from my psychology degree days, usually sexual assault is a pattern. It's a pattern. It's not something that just happens, spontaneously. It's usually a pattern, and it usually stems from past abuse. And it's just that she said also, that's one that she said, because of his past criminal record, that it would make sense that he are kind of like, because he has a past criminal record, it kind of lines up to the fact that he could possibly be guilty. And I disagree with that as well, because his past record shows no indication of sexual assault. That does not mean that he hasn't done it or that he has done it. There's no evidence either way. And I don't like just because someone says something about somebody. And that's the same thing I had a problem with the Me Too movement, girls. When I found that some of those bitches were lying, it just really upset me, because I'm rallying behind you. I want to believe everything that everybody's saying, and then when some of them are proven wrong, or some of them have been proven to be abusers themselves, like Asia Argento, who slept with an underage boy, and that's not been really covered at all, really. But it just really blows my mind. So I just want to say, people are innocent until proven guilty. And yes, sometimes that sucks, because sometimes that means that guilty people end up getting away with things. And I'm not saying that Chris Brown didn't rape this girl, but what I'm saying is, we need to know the facts. We need to know more before we start pointing fingers at people and saying that everybody's a fucking rapist, or every man is a rapist, or every man is an abuser. That's just simply not true. So that's all I wanted to say about that. I still love Kid Fury and Crissle, still love the read. I just don't like when things like that are perpetuated into the ether. So I think that's all I really have to talk about today, guys. Also, I just want to say to Josie Smollett, who plays Jamal in the Empire, my heart and prayers are with you. I hope that whoever assaulted you gets found. I hope that that you find justice in that. And I really, I don't know the details of what happened, but I really, really hope that, my prayers are with you. And I just really hope that what happened, comes to light and you find justice, okay? Guys, thank you so much for supporting your boy. Thank you so much for being here for your boy and still listening to me and rocking with me. I can't tell you how much I really enjoy. And there's so much more to come. Oh my God. Especially when I start a Patreon, there's going to be so much more to come that I think that you guys will really enjoy. But thank you guys so much. As you can tell, I'm fucking sick. That's the reason why I haven't been pumping out these videos. I got a sore throat and a cold that I cannot shake. Vitamin C and jasmine tea, they work wonders, and I've actually am like 70% better. 70 times more better than what I have been. But girl, I still can't shake this goddamn shit in my throat. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for rocking with me. And remember the 4 L's. Live, let live, laugh, and love. I love you guys so much. Support your boy. Once again, the GoFundMe link will be in the description. And thank you so much for supporting me. Love you so much. Bye.